welcome inside the Champlin Ice Forum. I'm Charlie Beatty, and I'm joined by Dan Ficken. And tonight, playoff hockey, rivalry hockey, a little bit of both. Osseo and Maple Grove, one meeting during the regular season. They get to do it again here in the state quarterfinals, and these games are always the best to watch.
Well, the rivalry game, you know, they've been playing for years and years, and they don't like each other a whole lot. And now you put the addition of section hockey onto this, this could be a little bit of a Donnybrook tonight.
Well, they had one a couple of weeks ago. Maple Grove comes in tonight as the favorite. It's a team that all year long, a 500 team, but they've been banged up. Finally getting most of their full lineup here back at the end of the year and playing their best hockey at the end of the year.
Yeah, right now they're 6-2 in their last 8 games and starting to put it all together. They've had to move some people around. Now they've got their people back playing in their old positions, getting it back together again. So this is a much better team than it was halfway through this season. Now they got to put it together here for the second season to see what kind of a run they got. They've got the firepower to do it. They've got one of the best goalies in the state. You know, if they can pick it up now and all play together well, they could make a run.
And of course for Osseo, the trick all year has been play the full 51 minutes. Never more evident than when they played Maple Grove the first meeting, had them 1-0 going into the third, lost it 5-1.
Yeah, they've just had this knack of they play well through 2 periods, and all of a sudden they get a goal scored on them in the third, and then there's another goal scored and another. They've given up 41 goals in the third period, and that's kind of been their bane. If they can stop that, play a standard game, get that lead like they have been and work it, they may have a chance because, man, these kids work hard. The Osseo Orioles never stop playing no matter what the score is, and they just need something good to happen to them. And, of course, what better place than to do it against their rivals?
And that's what we'll see tonight. Rivalry game in the quarterfinals, Section 5AA. Always great. And it's coming up next on CCX Sports. And welcome inside the Champlin Ice Forum once again. Charlie Beatty, Dan Ficken with you. There you see the records. Maple Grove and Osseo, second meeting of the year, and this one means quite a bit more than the first. Quarterfinals of the Section 5AA tournament.
Yeah, one and done. You either win and move on, or your season just ended. So a lot at stake here for both these teams tonight. Maple Grove coming in as the number 2 seed. Osseo is the number 7 seed.
And as you take a look at the starting goaltender tonight for Osseo, the sophomore Cooper Olson. They've rotated all year long, he and Ben Kleinshay, but he gets the start tonight. He did not play first meeting between these two teams, but he's coming off a fantastic start in his last one against Minneapolis, 39 save shutout. At the other end, Ethan Hayter, another very talented young goalie.
Well, the sophomore, he's got tremendous numbers. He's really done a great job for the Crimson this year. 2.94 goals against, but a .908 save percentage.
And we're underway. The two big lines go at it right away as Nate Musial dumps it in for Osseo. That means Musial, Mitchell Meyer, and Ty Hill for the Orioles. On the other side, Tyler Kostelecki, along with Trevor Kukkonen and Matt Jaglow. Those are the top lines for both teams. We'll see a lot of them tonight. And here they come. This is Kukkonen. 3-on-2 as they hit the blue line, but a little early on that far side was Kostelecki, the junior.
Boy, that was a close call. I don't know. That was pretty close for an offside, but boy, Maple Grove all of a sudden getting the charge up. Osseo been dumping it in, but full line charge by the Crimson here. I expect to see a lot of that, especially on that top line from the Crimson tonight. They're going to cross the blue line. They're not going to dump it.
First time they met, Osseo had a 1-0 lead after the first, still a 1-0 lead after the second, and then the wheels came off. They gave up 5 goals in 8 minutes. And Maple Grove got the win. The Crimson have won 4 of their last 5, including that win over Osseo. And in fact, they are looking to do something tonight that they have not done all year. That's win 3 consecutive games.
Yeah. And in those wins, too, they beat a good Andover team. Crimson did, so they're hoping to be recovered and really start putting it together here.
Zachary Brash behind the net. Leaves it for Carter Compton. Compton, something of a rarity in this game. He's a senior. These two teams don't have a ton of senior players. Of course, Maple Grove lost a ton of them last year. Very talented group, and there's a hit over on the far side by Musial that gets the crowd into it. Lost a big part of their scoring last year. Top 5 goal scorers all didn't return. Talking about guys like Justin Kelly and Sam Huff, Jared Camerata, Hunter House, and Jack Kelly, no relation. Swung around the wall there by Kyle Kinsella, and they're able to get it out to center. And some good speed here by Meyer, trying to dance around a check. And following up behind the play was Hill. Never really did get a shot away. Goes around to the far side for Tyler Oakland. He is rubbed out along the boards as Hill hunted him down. And then another big hit. Did we mention these two teams play a little physical when they play each other?
Yeah, kind of. You know, they're not going to play patsy cake tonight for sure, Charlie. I mean, they do not like each other, and they go after each other, and you could see that. You saw a good idea of what Osseo's got to do tonight. They got a good transition going. Came back, got an opportunity, and we see now the Crimson starting to stretch it a little bit.
Jaglow able to get one in front, unable to get clean contact on it was Kukkonen, and working it back out to center was Rocco Marcaccini, who had the only Osseo goal the first meeting between these two teams. That was really the best chance so far, but still not a shot on goal. We only have one officially, and that belongs to Maple Grove. And here comes Jaglow again. Good stop by Olsen, but the rebound leaks in as following up was Kostelecki.
Well, here it is, that first big line of Maple Grove. Special K, one of them, Kostelecki. Good shot there. Rebound not handled well. Kostelecki steps in and just kind of dribbles it in, but puts the Crimson up by 1 here early in the first period, and that's not good news for the Orioles.
12th goal of the year for Kostelecki.
You know, you were talking about all the scoring they lost, and they were kind of looking at Kostelecki and Kukkonen to pick it up this year, and it's been kind of an up and down year for them, especially with all the injuries. They haven't been playing together and different line mates and stuff, so they haven't had a lot of consistency, and they hope in the sections now they get going. That's a good start for them.
Kostelecki was the leading returning scorer with 7 a year ago. Dumped on the play is Compton. And the puck in the corner there, trying to dig it out is Tyler Borsch. Key defender for this Maple Grove team, pardon me. Compton able to work it free. Still can't get it to the middle. 2 shots for Maple Grove, both on that sequence. I said they'd had one earlier, they did not. They haven't actually updated the scoreboard yet. It still says the Cougars are playing the Cardinals. Centennial and Coon Rapids, of course, was the game before us. And so tonight, effectively, Maple Grove is the Cougars. And there is Todd Berkland, 3rd year here. And, of course, took them to the state tournament a year ago and had them within a game of the state tournament the year before that.
Yep. He's done a great job with them. He's been in their youth program in the Maple Grove Association for many years, and when the high school opportunity came up, he grabbed it, and he's done a very admirable job. He had a real challenging year this year, Charlie, with all those injuries.
And we talked to him before the game, and I think you could describe his mood as amped. We'll just say amped. He was fired up about a lot of things. One thing, he's been wearing a sling on his arm for the past month, and he got that off today.
He fractured his elbow in practice, boy, and I'll tell you, one of the beans of coaching here.
Ben Leafblad drops it back to the point. Borsch stepped into one, went well wide. Now here is Leafblad, number 7. And swung back out to the point, able to bring it under control with Spencer Dahlquist. And now here comes Hill with a full head of steam for Osseo. Trying to work his way around Borsch, who gives him a hip. And Hill skates right through it and keeps moving. Centering feed intended for Musial, and Myers pass behind him all the way back to Olsen. And that shutout by Olsen is really only good news Osseo has had in the last week or so. Real trouble scoring down the stretch. Only scored 5 goals, or pardon me, 2 goals in their last 5 games. 1 and 4 in that stretch. They won against Minnehaha 1-0.
Yeah, it's been an ongoing problem all year. They've had a few games at Chample Park, Maple Grove here, where they've gotten ahead, but they haven't been able to capitalize on it, put extra goals up, and then give one up, of course.
Hayter had to scramble back into his net there. Now we got a loose puck, and Hayter with a couple of nice pad stops, and they turn it over. Second time he denied Blake Redding. And here comes Jaglow trying to work his way through 2 defenders. And he's bottled up by Brash, who goes back to pick up the puck.
Hayter with some nice saves there with good positioning, stayed on the puck, measured up, they couldn't get it by him, and going to be a challenge for the Orioles, boy, going against Hader. He's one of the better goalies in the state.
Fancy footwork at neutral ice there by Marcaccini before he dumped it in. And here is the junior Oakland. Swung back in. Osseo has to check up on sides. 11:46 to play here in the first period. 1-0 and a goal by Tyler Kostelecki. Assist to Matt Jaglow, whose 11th assist of the year. 29th point for Kostelecki. 29th point for Jaglow. Third member of that line, Kukkonen, is the team's leading scorer. 34 points on the year. On the far side, bringing that one out is Will Peeler. And now turning with it is Brash. Banks it off the boards and gets a nice carom here for Cade Westman, who fires off the side of the net. Good chance there for Osseo in transition. And you were talking to the coaches before the game about this and how they like to move the puck quickly. And there was an example of it.
Well, Osseo's had a couple of nice quick transitions. Crimson have also had a couple good quick transitions and stuff, but they got to capitalize on them, and Osseo hasn't been able to do that yet.
This has been a good pace to the game here early on. And the hitting has been there as well. 2 shots apiece.
Well, and we're playing at the Champlain Forum now. This is an Olympic-sized sheet, so it allows for a little more room. So, you know, you got to be able to skate on a rink like this, but both teams have shown that they do have some skating ability.
Todd Berkland said he liked that. Of course, Maple Grove at their home rink plays on an Olympic ice sheet. Osseo does not.
Still playing at the old tin bin out on 81.
Which you said about to get a facelift a bit.
Yeah, it's going to get a nice remodeling, and going to try and make it into a really nice rink and keep the tradition.
And there is one of the pair
Coach
of the Osseo coaches. Kevin Willie is somewhere on that bench as well. You got to widen out. There's Kevin.
Co-head coaches, both Osseo alumni. Both came back after college careers, and Kevin went up to St. John's, and Mark was played at Bemidji State.
They have one assistant with them, though. I don't see him on the bench tonight. That's Rob Anderson. He handles the goalies. Flipped high off the glass. Dumped back in by Winkleman. And swung low by Alec Zedlick. Under 10 minutes to go in the first. And here is Oakland behind the net. Tried to center, and Brash, a lanky defenseman, well positioned, and he plays it back out to neutral ice. Turning there is Borsch. And he'll get it back again from Connor Kelly, the future UMD Bulldog. Chopping at it in the corner there was Dylan McKenzie. He ends up at the bottom of the pile. And he and Oakland will rough each other up. And meanwhile, the puck is played back out. Still they battle in the corner, and digging it out is Zedlick. Goes back out to the point for Kelly, and a sliding block. Nice play there by Redding. The puck somehow stayed in the zone. And that would have been a hand pass by Kelly as he swatted it forward. There's Brash again looking for a home run pass, but that one had a little bit too much sauce.
Well, as you were talking to Coach Berkland, you know, he was talking about, you know, the forecheck and sustaining and working their cycling and all that stuff that, you know, you want to work on through 25 games, and he's only had like 6 or 7 games with his full team to do it. And we got a little confused, didn't know whether to take it down deep or bring it back up top, and, you know, who's going to go where. You know, once they get that communication straightened out, we'll see. I think the Maple Grove team evolved.
We have a penalty called here. Maple Grove only has 4 skaters on the ice, and they waved off the icing. There is a penalty. It's against Oakland. He is in the box. It's hard to see the box from here because the players are almost directly below us, so I can only see the butt end of his stick. Tyler Oakland. It's his 3rd minor penalty of the year. He went for cross-checking. I never saw it.
Hey, did it. We both thought that was an icing call on that whistle, and all of a sudden turned into a penalty. Well, Osseo's had just a dismal year this year. Their power play is only working at 8%. Working on 8 goals and 97 power plays. So, but you know, this would be a big boost if they could get this rolling right now and get this game tied up.
Well, they gave up the early goal. Headman pass is tipped deep into the zone by Dahlquist of Maple Grove. Back out toward the point. Hill able to bottle it up along the half wall, and Osseo can finally set it up. 43 seconds gone in the minor. Here's Musial. Just tried to go through everybody, and that's into the netting. Blocked down by Dahlquist.
Well, there's another reason why that power play isn't working good, trying to jam it through the middle there. Is keep it on the perimeter, move it around, get the box to move and open up. Then the side pass into the half wall on the other side opens up for you. Got to have patience.
Meyer out there on the draw against Ben Leafblad, at least for starters. They're both tossed out. Meyer able to come in from the wing and win it. Now Brash down the wall looking for Musial. Hopped his stick, and it's flipped along towards Borsch, who's going to have some time and space to dump it all the way down. So still no shots on the power play, which is more than half over now for Osseo. And setting up behind the net is Cody Fischbach. Off the boards. Too far for Hill, nearly too short for Brash, but he pops it up to himself. And tried to center, knocked down by Leafblad. And that ends up in the mesh again, I believe off a Maple Grove stick. So they'll keep it in the zone as you get a good look at Mitchell Meyer, one of the top line players for this Osseo Orioles team. And you can see him wearing that assistant captain's A.
Third leading scorer in the team. Has a pretty good year this year for the Orioles.
Tied for the team high in goals. They do not have a double-digit goal scorer yet. A couple guys knocking on the door, and Meyer's one of them.
Well, Myers has got 3 power play goals. Top power play goal scorer for the Orioles.
There's a shot through the crowd, and it goes into the skates of Ryan Brandt, who then wipes a man out in the corner, but the puck ends up behind the net, and Osseo keeps it alive. Jackson Dwyer now. Still looking for a shot on target here. 12 seconds remaining in the penalty. Pop back out to the point for Andrew Acri. And they did get a shot through, still loose, and a late whistle as Hayter finally covers it up.
Well, it's good coverage in front. I mean, Osseo did have there, but Maple Grove cleared him up. But Hayter was just having some trouble locking that thing down, and it was sitting out there a little bit for a rebound attempt.
Hayter did play. He's played most of the games. He's 9-11-3 this year. His backup is Jordan Draxton. And he played against Osseo and made 27 stops in the win. Penalty to Oakland is over now, and here come the Crimson. Kostelecki to goal scorer, and now he's got 2. Over the shoulder of Olsen, and this is about as nightmare a start for Osseo as you could hope for. Down 2-0, just over 10 minutes in.
Boy, you watch this now. You're going to see a real good sniper goal here. Watch how Kostelecki will keep his feet going when he releases that shot. And that will generally catch a goalie by surprise. They will look for those feet to stop before the shot comes, and he just rips it off real quick, finds that upper right, left-hand corner, and buries it for the Crimson. You know, I really think this section, Charlie, has got an opportunity. I mean, Centennial's the obvious #1, right? But they have been beatable this year. And if one team can get hot, get some goaltending, and get a few guys hot, putting the puck in the net, this could be a very contested section championship game.
Well, anybody who was here 2 years ago for the semifinals knows that this section can produce some upsets. The top 2 seeds went down on the same day that day, and one of those upsets was Maple Grove over Centennial.
Yep.
And Oka over Blaine, and of course that was Blaine with Luke Noterman and Riley Tufte. There's a chance for Borsch. Stop there, and an easy one for Olsen, and now coming out to center is Westman, and he is run over by Tyler Borsch. And now Maple Grove starting to throw its weight around. Swinging around the wall, trying to catch Osseo on a change, and here comes Borsch offensively. Drops it off, and Kelly with a shot, and a high riser that goes into the glass. Change for the Crimson, and Fischbach will back it up. Olsen couldn't reach it behind the net. That's going to allow Jaglow to move onto it as the top line is right back out there for Maple Grove. Kukkonen battling along the half wall with Meyer, able to come away with the puck and fired wide.
Yeah, good observation. The top line is back out there for the Crimson. You don't think they're taking section hockey seriously?
There's a tip shot by Kukkonen in front off the wrister from the point by Ryan Brandt. And Olsen able to keep the legs closed and keep it in front of him. 5:30 to go, first period.
They're in the mood to bury him right now. The Crimson are looking to start really putting some nails in the coffin and get this thing wrapped up early.
Kostelecki, the goal scorer with 2 of them in the first period, taking the draw. Musial trying to chip it out of there. Ended up in the equipment of Jaglow, and now he turns with it. Able to spin away from the double team. Now over to the near side. Jack Dorholt through, and that hits some feet.
Ooh.
Goes into the far corner. Now Meyer out for Musial. Sidesteps Dorholt, but he keeps him wide. And Dorholt able to retrieve and play it across for Brandt. Now out ahead for Kukkonen. Stepping up on the play was Griffin Garrity. And the puck ends up behind the net with Olsen. Another long home run pass intended for Meyer. Picked off by Borsch. Now they come back in. Here's Oakland trying to play it across for Jaglow, and they had him open for a second, but the pass hit a skate. And Osseo takes an icing here just to settle this thing down.
Well, I tell you, I understand what Osseo's doing. They were trying to stretch this rink with the big ice and get take the forecheck off pressure from Maple Grove off them, but they're leaving themselves open to odd-man rushes. That started out as a 2-on-2 and turned into a 3-on-2, and you know, Crimson are starting to get comfortable in the offensive zone, moving the puck around really well, and Osseo's got to be careful with that.
Are you a believer in the theory that if you're the underdog in a playoff field like this, you don't want to fall behind like this early? You want to get that first goal. You absolutely need to get that first goal.
I am of that belief. You got to put some doubt into your opponent's mind. You're the top dog, that you actually can do this.
There's a pass in front, nearly connected with Zedlik, who had an open net to tap it in. Played behind the net by Westman. Here's Oakland. Gets his own pass back and now swings it around the wall, and meeting it there is Dwyer for Osseo. But again, trying to move through a set defense for Maple Grove in the neutral zone. They're able to turn it back, take possession again. Here's Borsch. 6 foot, 185-pound senior who had a couple of assists in the regular season meeting.
And he's been a monster all year. You've been calling his name a lot. He's kind of double shifting out there, more so than the other D. He's been a factor for them all year and steady. He's one of the few guys that have not been injured here. So we'll be seeing a lot of him.
Mentioned he had the 2 assists in that game, but right before this one, Todd Berkland said he had a hit in that game, which was what really turned the tide. As you would expect in a rivalry game. Able to keep it in again here. Dumping it down low is Jack Dorholt. Micah Beisner. First time we mentioned his name tonight. Number 20 in orange for Osseo. Here's Dorholt with some space. Fires it across and a pad stop and a puck loose. Bodies flying, and Redding comes back to play it out. Ahead for Marcaccini. And Dorholt will beat him to the tipped puck behind his own net. Now cross for Brandt. And up ahead again for Nick Latvala. This is really the second line for Maple Grove, and Latvala started the year as a defenseman. Moved him to that second line center spot late in the year, and it really picked up their offense a little bit. Made them a deeper team.
Well, they got to get some scoring out of this line, and they're starting to get comfortable with each other, and hopefully this is the time they put it together during sections. Start putting some pucks in the net.
Jaglow trying to find Kostelecki. Did find Kukkonen. He just couldn't handle it. He would have been one-on-one. And the follow-up shot was stopped. That came from Dahlquist, who has it back again at the point. And Olsen able to swallow that one up with Jaglow lurking in front.
Boy, they're really moving that first line in there, Charlie, when they get inside the zone, aren't they? I mean, they're quick shifting it and making sure they get every opportunity here.
That first line, Kostelecki, a junior, as is Kukkonen. Jaglow's the senior, the leading goal scorer with 18 on the year, and he has been flying here early on. Should get credit with an assist on the opener. He had the initial shot. Kostelecki spun one out in front. Here's a giveaway, and Jaglow's shot blocked by skates. I don't think Olsen ever saw it. Now he throws one across, and a stick play is all that kept Kostelecki from the early hat trick. Kyle Kinsella, the opposite number 10, able to make the play. Now Kostelecki along the wall. Back out for Dahlquist. Swings it around. Kukkonen fires, and he misses just wide on the far side. This line is buzzing, and Osseo right now trapped in their own zone. Another play in front. Kukkonen knocks it down, and a pad stop by Olsen. He's keeping him in it on this shift. Now Dahlquist with a blast from the point. Let's stick to the corner again. Not a power play, but it is a long shift for the defenders. Another blast, this time by Kelly. Olsen Looked like he was trying to tip that one up into the mesh. Didn't quite make it.
Goalie needs to freeze the puck here for the Orioles. They're in trouble. Ah, here we go. They get some break. Get a break.
Kinsella able to poke it out, but he's a defender. It needs a change. Now Dahlquist back behind his own net. He and Kelly will trade passes. Kelly under a little bit of pressure there from Westman. And Maple Grove busts out again. And this is Latvala, 6'4", 200 pounds. See why he started as a defenseman. Now he's a power forward. Glove save there off the shot by Ben Leafblad. As you get a look at Ben. 1:16 to go in the first.
You can see the Crimson now starting to get into a flow and a rhythm. They've busted out 3 times now consecutively in their zone and just moved the puck really well and created some good shots.
See on the replay, headhunter there from Leafblad. And Olsen melts this one down on a slow roller.
I like that term, Charlie. Headhunter. That's good.
It's coming right at your head. What else is it?
Well, that's right. You're eyeball to eyeball with it. Yeah, that would be.
You got 2 options. You can catch it or you can try to head it over the net. And one of those makes you look like a crazy man. Another glove save there by Olsen. This one just waist high.
Well, I like the way Latvala sees the ice. You know, that's kind of the attribute of a D. They have a tendency to see the ice real well, and he's moved the puck to other guys real fast and nice, giving better opportunities for good shots.
If you're going to transition from D to forward, easier to go to the wing or go to center, in your opinion?
I'd say winger. You got to be able to take faceoffs. Most D don't know how to take a faceoff, but you move the puck really well. And again, you're looking at the whole ice from one side of the rink, so to speak, and you can find the right place to put the puck.
Latvala that time was right in front of the net, but Olsen, once again, he's all of a sudden faced 17 shots in this first period. 2 of the first 6 went in. 1 winner already on this rink tonight. That was Centennial. They just wiped out the struggling Coon Rapids group in the 1-8 game. This is, of course, the 2-7 matchup. And the last we had heard, it was a big lead for Anoka going into the 3rd. That game is certainly over by now, but they were up 5-0 on Champlin Park. And that was the final as well, we're just being told. So it will be Anoka and Centennial in the semifinals, and that will be here. And that will be on Saturday. That'll be the early game. And the late game will feature the winner of this one against either Blaine or Spring Lake Park, who of course playing right now over at Coon Rapids. 17 seconds to go in the first. Latvala fires one high. That one ski jumped off a stick. And now out comes Musial. One maybe last chance for Osseo. Shot hits some knees and goes to the middle. Latvala picks it up there. And that should be the end of the first period, which turned into all Maple Grove as it went along.
Yeah, they got better and better. The Crimson did throughout the period, and they're out shooting Osseo 17-4 right now, and there's no doubt about it who the better team on the ice is right now.
Now that'll be the happier bench as they skate off with the 2-0 lead. 2 goals courtesy of Tyler Kostelecki. We will step aside. Crimson 2, Orioles 0 after 1 here in the Section 5 AA playoffs.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
17 minutes done here at the Champlin Ice Forum in Maple Grove with a 2-0 lead and a 17-4 lead on the board in shots. Charlie Beatty, Dan Ficken with you and taking a look at these first period highlights, and they're really all in white. As here's the first goal. That one was the ugly one for Kostelecki, and he would add a much better one later. We'll see it in just a second. His first of 2, and really not many big chances, but this was one for Osseo, as Redding was denied close range by Hayter on the power play. Other than that, Hayter didn't have a whole lot to do, as there was the one where he just had a little trouble handling it. Now here's the snipe. Kostelecki over the shoulder of Cooper Olsen.
Well, it was the Kostelecki period. It was a hack and whack, and then it was a beautiful shot coming in from the winger and just ripping it up high.
Olsen with the big saves late in the period to at least keep this close. There you see the shots on goal and the scoring chances really dominant in favor of Maple Grove. They took the only penalty, killed it with relative ease, and they lead it 2-0 after one. I'll take a look at the 5AA bracket. Of course, this is usually a pretty deep section. This year, though, Centennial, and you see with the 9-0 win in their opening game, they're the team to beat. Maple Grove, though, may be the team that can give them a run, mainly because we haven't seen all of Maple Grove at all season long. You've talked about it a lot.
Yeah, and we could see it in the game here now. They're moving the puck. They're playing much better now than when we saw them earlier in the season.
And there you see Centennial and Anoka will be the first matchup. 1-0-1, the record for the Cougars this year against the Tornadoes. 9-0 was the victory. 4-4 was the tie. We'll step aside, come back for period number 2. 2-0 Crimson on CCX Sports.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
2-0 Crimson after one, and the team's retaking the ice for the start of the second period. Charlie Beatty, Dan Ficken with you here on CCX. And Dan, take a look at the Osseo stats. Averaging 2.1 goals per game on the year. Already down 2-0. That just tells you right there they don't have a ton of margin for error the rest of the way.
They really don't. In fact, next goal was very, very critical for the Orioles. And I would even venture to say I'm going to start pinching D in the attack zone, and I got to get some people in front of Hayter. I got to really annoy him and get after it. I mean, they got to get the next goal.
Their possession time, even without actually knowing that stat, really dwindled later in that first period. Yeah. You see the 2 goals for Kostelecki about 8 minutes apart. Early on, this is Fischbach. Skating away from Kukkonen, able to maneuver around Jaglow as well. Dumps it in, and Hayter has to at least play the puck. Leaves it there for Connor Kelly. Threw it right off the backside of the net, with Hayter still trying to get back in the cage. That could have been a little hairy had it been on the other side of the net. Here is the man of the night, Kostelecki. Beat the defender, left the puck behind him. And then dumped back down low again, and still trying to chase it is Zach Brash. And Borsch at the point. And Osseo once again just trying to get out of the zone against this top line in Maple Grove. It's been tough. That's off the side of the net from Kukkonen. Kostelecki in the corner.
Well, we're seeing a lot of Osseo kind of standing still and let other people do the job. They're not really moving their feet and getting open and cutting across.
Ty Hill just scoops one out to center, looking for Fischbach. Eventually it comes to Kostelecki as well. He's got Jaglow in front of the pack. He's tied up by Brash. Never really did get a shot away. And nobody chasing the puck there for Osseo. A couple of the players starting to throw their hands up in frustration here as it goes back in on Olsen. And this is Will Peeler now. Shot in on Olsen. He kicks that one to the corner. And this Peeler who had the game winner against the Orioles. It came less than 2 minutes into the third, and that was after Osseo led 1-0 going into the third. They would add on 3 more. Haven't seen that kind of an avalanche tonight, but it's been tricky for Osseo through the early going just to get chances. Overskating into the corner was Carter Copton. And here is Ryan Brandt. The frustration coming from the crowd as well as the players right now for Osseo, trying to turn this thing around. Boy. There's a turnover, and Brandt able to walk right by a potential check, and Leafblad has it poked away into the corner. Throws it behind the net for Westman now for Osseo. Swings it around the wall. Turning there is Jackson Dwyer. To the far side, they can't get it out again. It's fired right back in by Latvala.
And there's a statement right there. I mean, the Osseo player was the closest one to the puck, and he got beat by the Crimson forechecker come in.
And that one shot in through the crowd. Laying on top of it is Connor Winkleman. And he gets help now from Zedlik. Back to Winkleman. And right now, talked about the big next goal, but right now I think you just want to see the energy from Osseo come up.
Exactly. You know, throughout the whole year, they've really played well. They've always been hustling. They've always working, and they're kind of standing around here and letting the play, you know, see what happens, reacting rather than, you know, being proactive and forcing Crimson into making some quick decisions. Crimson got all day to work the puck.
Even there, they actually had a chance to get it out, and it ricocheted right back in. That's just bad luck. Here's Oakland. Back out, and a shot that's loose, and it's fired home. And that goal is coming for the entire period as Alex Zedlik with his second of the year.
Good shot on net. Rebound got away from Cooper Olsen here, and Zedlik was just right place. Good shot. And he just couldn't find it, couldn't get a good handle on it. Zedlik comes in and just jams it in and puts that third goal up there. And boy, this mountain's getting awful big to climb for the Orioles right now.
3:24, time of the goal into the third. And I think we just had a timeout taken by Kevin Willey and Mark Fino. And can't take a timeout when the play is live, but they maybe needed this a minute ago.
Yeah, they did, but either way, they were kind of talking about if this happens, if that goal comes, that is going to be a tipping stone. Now they were going to take a timeout and kind of talk the kids down, get them back on track, because that's a very poor start to the period. Charlie, I'm sorry, they just weren't out moving, and you're down 2-0 in the section game, knowing that, you know, one and done. Let's pick it up here.
Great shots of both benches there. You see the two head coaches for Osseo. And a bit of a tongue lashing for their players. On the other side, you saw everybody congratulating Zedlik.
Yeah.
Just his third point of the year, but he has a 3-game point streak going. That's kind of tells you the story of Maple Grove's season right there.
You know, and here's the deal, too. You know, now in sections, and all of a sudden you're getting some scoring from somebody besides your big line. And if you're going to get through sections, get to state, you've got to have that. Second and third line got to put some points up on the board for you through this 3-game run. So good. Everything's starting to look good for the Crimson now, and it's been a tough year, especially with the schedule they play. Man, they play everybody in the top 10 or 12. I mean, it's murder, so no one cares if they're hurt. They play that schedule, and that's the way it is at Maple Grove.
Well, it pays off at this time of year, certainly, in a section like this that, of course, is usually about 5 teams deep.
Yep.
And in a way, it's like that again this year. And here comes the big line. They did a lot of that work without these guys even on the ice.
Yep.
That was the third line, really, that scored that goal. Now it's Jaglow centering, and it's going to come all the way back out. Brandt's shot fanned on it partially, and it almost crossed everybody up on the slow roller into Olsen.
And that was kind of scary, too, because did you see what color the jersey was standing down there by Cooper? That was white.
I'll give you one guess.
Oh, there you are. Hi there.
Well, it's only the leading goal scorer on the team, Matt Jaglow.
Yeah. In fact, I'm surprised he didn't react a little quicker than what he did there.
Ty Hill able to win the draw here, and Fishbach pirouettes to the near wall. And Osseo finally cleanly out of the zone, but they do have to dump it in. And now the chase is on with Meyer and Hill, and they're both beaten by Borsch. Getting a stick on it was Hill. And now Kukkonen behind the Osseo net. Back out to the point. Dahlquist around for Borsch. The wrister never got through. In fact, I think it hit Kostelecki, pardon me. Fishbach banks it high off the glass. They tried a few of those stretch passes early in the game, Osseo. They're not there right now.
That was just a pressure release. That's all that was.
Able to turn it over now, Musial. Couldn't handle it cleanly. And they're offside as Meyer couldn't quite get to it before it crossed that blue line.
Yeah, another thing I think it needs to happen here, Joey, Osseo's got to start getting physical again. They got to start putting a body on it and slow these Crimson players down. They just got way too much momentum going. And well, like we said, in that last game, what turned it around, Crimson hit on an Oriole player, a big check. And all of a sudden, bang, energy was back in the arena for the Crimson.
And Osseo, you wouldn't call them a big team. They don't have a lot of big bodies out there. Maple Grove, man for man, pound for pound, just bigger. This one will float all the way down on Olson, and here comes everybody else. This following up was Leafblad, and that's going to draw some attention.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say size doesn't matter. It does matter. I mean, you know, let's face it, you got more 6-footers. But hitting in a way is an attitude, though, especially if it's clean. Small guys have a good opportunity to put some hits on, and you can see the Osseo player rolling into the goalie. Yeah.
Had some help. That was Kyle Kinsella.
Yep.
Rather subdued reaction under the circumstances, though, from Osseo. These two teams did get into it a little bit after the whistle in their first meeting. The rare double roughing minors, 35 seconds into the second period, went to Ty Hill and Connor Kelly. They both got 4 minutes. You don't see that very often.
No.
2 apiece, yes. 4 apiece, not all that often.
It's almost like you're getting a medal with cluster, right? You know, it's not the first time, it's the second time, and that's called I'm not quitting at it. And sometimes that's a good thing, you know. Shows the attitude of the team.
Leafblad controlling off the draw. Back out towards Dahlquist. He fires it right back in, and Osseo able to break the zone, but not with possession. This is Latvala. Talk about big bodies. We mentioned it earlier. He's 6'4", 200 pounds, and he's throwing that weight around. And we do get a whistle, and it's going to go against Osseo.
A slashing call, a little bit of attitude and frustration, and wanting to get physical, but not with your stick. Use your body. Right here in center ice is kind of a little bit of a collision, and the stick got kind of out of control.
Carter Compton was the guilty party, and here it is.
Right there, stick high, and then watch what happens there. Bang.
Oh, yeah. And that is Latvala. And Compton giving up 6 inches, actually 8 inches, 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Stick can't make up for that. Here's Maple Grove, a team that has been just awful this year at drawing penalties. 25 games, now 26. This is their 53rd power play of the year. That is ridiculously low. And a good save there by Olson on Jaglow point blank.
Nice puck movement by the Crimson here. Got it down low and got it across right where they wanted it.
They only have 9 power play goals. There's a big blast and a save by Olson off the shot from Tyler Vorsch. So both of these teams relatively even in terms of total power play goals. Osseo has almost twice the chances. There you see the big setup.
Well, we were kind of talking before the game too about, you know, this 17%, you know, power play for the Maple Grove. That's not a Maple Grove typical number. They're 25% or 30% throughout most of the year. They always had a good power play. So, you know, another little thing that hopefully will get remedied here in this section run for them.
Tough to have a good power play without continuity, I would imagine.
Power plays the field.
And Jaglow trying to do it himself there, and he nearly beat Brash to the net. The long reach of Zach Brash. Now Kukkonen. From the middle, fired it through the crowd, and Jaglow once again is just camped out in front of the net. Kukkonen behind. Back out to Borsch. He's out at the point right now with Brandt. And some hits behind the net. Kostelecki comes in, emerges with the puck. Help from Brandt. Now past the reach of Ty Hill. This one fired in high and wide. And Kukkonen retrieves behind the net. Now Borsch. Kostelecki running some interference for him, but that was a nice sliding block by Cooper Goodman. First time we mentioned his name today. He's back on the puck again, but they can't get it out. Hill left it for him, and then Goodman tried to carry it out rather than fire it down. And so the tired penalty killers have been out there the entire time. Have to stay out here. This penalty is almost over. And Goodman knocked it down right into the path of Jaglow, and a nice play by Brash to save his bacon. And now here comes Hill. Trying to get around Borsch, and a nice stick play there by the defender. And a headman pass. And heading up ice is Will Peeler. Waiting for the Cavalry to come on a change. Threw it right to Dylan McKenzie. McKenzie into the zone, and Trent Lazinski is going to go after this, and he does not qualify as part of the small Osseo contingent. Lazinski, 6 foot 240. probably the last guy you want to run into in the corner.
There's a reason he's out there right now, Charlie. He's a large fellow.
Connor Kelly down the wall, picked up by Latvala. And here comes Lazinski, and he squared up his man, and that was Leafblad who is going to pay the price for that. He's down. Just got pancaked into the boards by, as we mentioned, a 6 foot, 240-pound Trent Lazinski, senior.
Well, that, you know, you kind of looked that was from behind, but actually that hip came into the side, and he took him from the side. But, you know, you get that much poundage coming at you, there's going to be a little bit of damage done. He's kind of like, oh my God, what am I doing here?
Well, Todd Berkland's seen enough of this year, and luckily Leafblad's able to get up and skate off. Wonder if he maybe just got that wind knocked out of him. And he goes to the bench, not the tunnel, and that's a good sign.
You got that rib cage squeeze too, I think, and that stings. Anything on the rib cage, well, good. We're glad to see him get up. Boy, I don't want to see anybody at this point get taken out by an injury.
We'll take a look at him on the bench. 8:54 to go in the second period, and it is 3-0 in favor of the Crimson. A little speed into the zone by Micah Beisner. And it comes back and splits the defenders, and back out they go. McKenzie trying to chase it down. Nick Stelgis out there for, I believe, his first shift of the night for Maple Grove, number 22 in white, with Carter Morissette and Anthony Sampson. I don't think we've seen any of these guys tonight.
This is the fourth line for the Crimson.
A centering feed there that came from Beisner. And out comes Morissette now for the Crimson. Gains the line. No real play on as everybody else trying to check up onside. Stelgis takes a hit in the corner. Back out to the point for Kelly. He'll swing it around, and moving in is Dorholt, and he fires it wide. Morissette off the turnover, in front for Sampson, and a point-blank save off the pads by Olsen. His 22nd of the night.
Boy, nice setup by the Crimson. That little line came in and boy, put a little energy back in the Crimson attack there.
Andrew Ockrey able to bank it out to center, but once again Maple Grove takes over. Nearly a turnover in their own zone. Turning ahead is Winkleman. He drops it back for Kelly. Now Dorholt. Cross for Oakland. Oakland driving wide. Has a step on the defender and threw it in front looking for Winkleman, who I don't think got a piece of it. Tied up along the wall is Musial. High puck flipped out and not out, actually. Just came to the other side. I don't know how that thing didn't hit the rafters. They're not that high here at the ice for him. We actually saw a broken stick hit the rafters in the Centennial game earlier today. Snapped in half, and the bottom half flew straight up, clanged off the metal. I don't think I've ever seen a stick break that violently. There's Fishbach. Musial out there with his line mates Hill and Meyer, but turned the puck over, and now comes Jaglow. Jaglow a step around the defender. Jaglow moving in, and he whiffed on the first one. Still had an open chance on the second one. Didn't make great contact. Everything but the finish there for Jaglow. Now Kostelecki back out to the point, and Olsen has had enough of this. He just loves it, even though it was going 3-4 feet wide.
Boy, nice rusher by Jaglow as he comes in on the left-hand wing side, brings it in, stick inside. There's the second opportunity. He bounces off the side of the net there, but boy, nice rush by him. You know, it's like a statement of Osseo's season here, too. They get a good cycle going in the attack zone, and one of them falls down. You know, just about to get the puck, and it goes into the Crimson's hands.
Kicked back in there by Borsch. Last-ditch effort. A little soccer playing. Now Griffin Garrity behind the net for Osseo. Tries to peel one around to the near side for Dwyer, but Maple Grove once again has that road closed. Brash will try it again. Borsch steps up, holds it in. That's been the story of this second period.
Yeah, Osseo's even had trouble reversing it in its own zone. The winger just hasn't been on the boards there, and the Crimson D picks it up, throws it right back in.
Garrity on the dump in, and that's about all Ethan Haders had to do, and he was going to try to play it, and they blew the whistle just in time.
And I believe that's the first save by Mr. Hader this period.
You are correct. That is the first official shot, and that's about as tame a shot as you can face.
Yeah, 11 minutes gone in the period, and they got their first shot.
Trying to get a second one. That one hit bodies in front off the stick of Andrew Ockery. Now behind the net it goes. Timothy Lavin is there. Osseo looking for anybody who can provide the energy right now. Lavin trying to knock it down. Kept in at the point by McKenzie. Now Dahlquist back out for Maple Grove, trying to go cross ice, but a little late as he was trying to connect with Zedlik. Ockery able to shrug off the defender. Then he hits the deck as he's pressured by Zedlik. Back up the wall he goes again. And once again, too much stick handling from Osseo. They're able to escape this time as Ockery able to gain the line, but not much more than that. And here comes Jaglow. Full head of steam as he hits the blue line. And a nice stick play at the blue line there by McKenzie. Redding trying to get it out. Kukkonen for Maple Grove. Glove down. Falling down on the play was Lavin. And Osseo just trying to get this bouncing puck under control. They never did get a shot away. And that's going to allow Kostelecki to come out. 3-on-1 if they hurry. Kostelecki's in looking for Kukkonen. He's got another man there with him in the trailer. Pardon me, was Kukkonen. He had Jaglow on the far side. And Kukkonen fired high. Now Connor Kelly turns. Leads it for Ryan Brandt. Too far for everybody. No icing, as they say. Fishbach could have gotten a stick on it. Brash digs it out behind the net. Top line out there for Osseo. Good headman pass ahead for Meyer, and he has a chance to hit the line with some speed, and the drop pass doesn't connect. Just haven't been able to put all the elements together, have they?
They have not. They're not talking, not communicating, just kind of guessing, and you're supposed to know what I've been doing, and it's killing them right now.
Loose puck, and Kelly fired high over the net. Back comes Kostelecki. 2 goals in the first period. And one from Zedlik here in the second period that came early. And it's 3-0 Maple Grove, out shooting Osseo 26-5. Captain Brandt fires through and wide. And Kelly on the near side just dumps it right back in. And Fishbach pushes it off the back of the cage. And all they could do is ice it. 3:13 to go in period number 2. And they took the timeout earlier. Don't think they can be much happier.
Well, there's more energy. I mean, you're seeing them on pucks a little bit more, winning a few of the one-on-one battles, and doing a good job. And they got the Crimson backed off a little bit. I mean, both teams are going pretty hard. I like the pace. It's much better than it was. But just Osseo can't get a break here. But they've only gotten one goal scored on them this period so far. So
winner, of course, gets either Blaine or Spring Lake Park. Last we heard at Coon Rapids, Blaine went into the second period with a 2-1 lead. And actually, just another update on that. Spring Lake Park has turned things around. They're up 3-2 very early in that second period. And at least according to the seeding, that would be an upset. Spring Lake Park is the 6. Blaine is the 3. Maple Grove is the 2. Osseo is the 7. Off the stick of Westman. Dahlquist in his own zone for Maple Grove. Up along the wall, Peeler. Latvala tumbling, still got it in, and now a chance, and it's off the pads. Nick Stelgis. And another bouncing puck that went Maple Grove's way, and Stelgis had a good opportunity. He was looking for his first of the season. Hader leads it for Dorholt. And he's going to have to take it back. It's still loose. And now behind the net, Lazinski trying to center as they were waiting for the line change to come. Then sliding in was Ockery, and he's able to keep it in the zone. Here's some life from Osseo. Ockery behind the net and just didn't have enough help. Now Marcaccini banks it off the boards. Lazinski, time to turn and wait, and then has it poked off his stick by Connor Winkleman. But still they hold the zone. Good effort from this line for Osseo. Dorholt out of the reach of Marcaccini that time. And up through the middle they go. Winkleman out to center, taken by Ockery. Gets it back for Marcaccini again. Forced to just dump to the corner. Dahlquist. Nice outlet. He took a big hit on that one, but he got it out to Oakland. And now Winkleman.
Most of the Crimson getting a change here now. Two guys holding it in. Now they got their line change done.
And they want to bring the top line back out. Jaglow.
Well, they got this Osseo line stuck out there. They were tired.
And Olsen able to smother it.
Olsen did a nice job there holding on to it because Osseo needed a line change. But good pressure. Really worked that zone nice. When they started getting in trouble, they just dump it back down low. And with energy, they went after it. And they started asserting themselves. So hopefully, mentally, they can take that as success and start building on it. If they can get a goal, Charlie, that makes it a whole new ballgame.
54 seconds remaining in the second period to do that. The two top lines are out there. And the Maple Grove top line has really dominated this matchup tonight. Here's Meyer looking ahead for Musial. It's knocked off his stick by Kelly. Borsch turning with it. And for Kukkonen, he's the other Division I commit. Kukkonen will eventually play at Michigan Tech. Kelly now at the point. As I mentioned earlier, UMD is his future.
I love this defensive pairing, boy. I'll tell you, with Borsch and Kelly, they just settled this thing down. They got it back in their zone. They moved it up very methodically up there, made sure they've kept control. Now look what's happened.
3 to shoot, and that'll be the end of the second period. Only one goal on the board, but maybe even more than the first. This one was dominated by Maple Grove.
Yes, absolutely it was. But I'll tell you what, they didn't get that second one. And Osseo got some momentum and some energy here in the last half of that period, Charlie. So the start of the third period is going to be critical there. We'll see what happens.
Now the Crimson have won 15 straight games between these two teams, and unless something turns around in a big way in the third, this will be number 16. Shots 30-6 in favor of Maple Grove, 3-0 in favor of the Crimson after 2 on CCX Sports.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Nothing the score after 2. Maple Grove leading Osseo, and they dominated the first period in one way. They did the second period in a very different way. As we take a look at the second period highlights, right off the bat, the goal, it was a shooting gallery early.
Oh my God. It came in right away. We talked about how critical it was. You know, that Osseo get the first one, and right away, third period, Alex Zedlick comes in and gets the goal. But that was it for the period. Now, a lot of opportunities here. You can see, you know, Jago here making a nice rush to the net, getting in front, just missing. But they did not get another one in the net.
And here's the last one. It was just a giveaway, and Olsen able to shut it down again as he made 12 saves in the period. He's got 27 on the night. Scoring chances 11-1, 6-0 in that second period. A penalty apiece, the only one in the second, went to Osseo, and they were able to kill it off. But it is just all Maple Grove through 2. Well, trying to get themselves into the semifinals. Either Blaine or Spring Lake Park awaits, but this rivalry game has gone one way so far. All Crimson after 2 on CCX Sports.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Charlie Beatty, Dan Ficken back with you here at the Champlin Ice Forum, and you can see the statistics there. Maple Grove with a 3-0 lead, but the 30-6 edge in shots as we start the third period. It's been one-way traffic in this rivalry matchup. All Crimson, and they will start the big line out in the third period. Jaglow, Kukkonen, Kostelecki, and the defensive pair of Kelly and Borsch. Let me take a look at the second period recap. The only goal, 3:24. And it came from Alex Zedlik, his second in 3 games. And the 13-2 edge in shots for Maple Grove. They also had the only power play. Hill, Musial, and Meyer for Osseo as they try to jumpstart their night. Cody Fischbach and Zach Brash back on defense. It is the Crimson who control, moving right to left. Flipped in by Borsch. Knocked back out by Fischbach. We've got a whistle. And I believe they're calling this one an icing. It did look like Borsch wasn't quite to the red line, but that was a late whistle. A chance here for the Orioles. With their top line getting an offensive zone draw. They haven't had many of those tonight. These two lines have been matched up, and this Maple Grove trio has been so good. Spend most of their time at the other end. Hill wins the draw cleanly back to Fischbach. Dumps it in, and it's kicked aside by Hayter. And it pops right back out to Meyer, and that's the best Osseo chance of the night. And a blocker save by the sophomore Hayter, and right back comes Jaglow. And Crimson will try to set it up in the offensive zone. Kukkonen lost it. Fischbach has it. Trying to get it settled down a couple times. The ice has looked a little sticky here in the early going. And that allows Kukkonen to move back in. Long time on the ice for both of these lines for the moment. Now Borsch. Flips it low. Jaglow able to turn away from the defender. Didn't have a man in the slot. Had to go back up the boards, and now here comes Hill as Osseo will dump it in and look for a change. A wacky carom, and that one nearly bounced back out through the legs of Hayter. You never see a goaltender have to go to butterfly facing the back wall, but he did there. Now Kukkonen. Got a long shift for some of these guys. Kelly and Kukkonen still out there. The rest of the players have all changed. And a centering feed that time came from Peeler. Stepping up his Dorholt, punched right back out his way by Kinsella. And the Crimson once again able to hold the zone. Latvala behind the net. And then picked up there by Peeler. Able to turn away from 2 checks. And a shot by Brandt was blocked that time by Dwyer, but it came right back to him, and then firing one wide was Dorholt. And Dorholt has it on the path from Brandt one more time. Chipped in down the wall. Kinsella turns and back up the boards, but Peeler waiting there for Maple Grove. And they've had a man on that half wall all night long to catch those reversals. Todd Berkland said that his team watched a lot of Osseo tape this week, and it's showing because they know where the puck's going, it seems like, before it gets there. Latvala tied up along the wall, got it to Fischbach, and pardon me, Leafblad. Good to see Ben Leafblad back out there after taking the big hit in the second period. They just buckled him up against the wall. Both teams changing as the defenders play catch. 14:23 to go, and Maple Grove in control again here in the third period. And they get it ahead to Zedlik. Scored the only goal of the second period. That shot blocked and trickles to the corner. Oakland forechecking there, but it's batted back out to center. Redding trying to get to it, but on the fresh ice, that's going to go all the way down, and it will be an icing. Here's the best chance Osseo has had tonight. Just popped right back out in front. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but a very good save. A little bit against the grain from Hayter, but he was able to flash the right arm out and get the blocker on it. Flip it into the corner. Osseo controlling off the draw. Marcaccini out to center. Winkleman turned but didn't have the puck with him. It just floats back to the defender. Here's Borsch. Ahead for Zedlik. Garrity in the corner, and Zedlik pastes him to the glass right in front of the fans along that glass curve in the corner. It's an interesting place to watch the game because the glass comes up to about the feet of the folks that are standing on the other side of it. So you have a really interesting perspective on the game when you're over there. The players come in just below you. Here's Marcaccini for Osseo. They do get it out as Winkleman couldn't quite keep it in over the line, and now Borsch to the red and the blue. Throwing it in deep, and a good chance in front as Jaglow just off the bench leaked in, and Olsen able to shut it down. 13-10 to go. Olsen's had a good night, 28 saves now, and here's that chance again. Borsch just patiently waited when Jaglow was there, but good technique by the sophomore goaltender. These two likely will be going at it for a couple years. Both Hayter and Olsen, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, 2 more years after this one. Kukkonen back out to the point. But it's picked off by Ty Hill, who couldn't get around Brandt to the opposite blue line, and Osseo is offside as Musial never left the zone. Now Jaglow working that speed down the left wing and some fancy stick handling to go with it. Maneuvers back behind the net, swung around. Here's Brandt. Kostelecki's been working on a hat trick since the 10:06 mark of the first period. One gritty goal tonight and one perfect snipe over the right shoulder of Cooper Olsen. Turnover here, and Kukkonen trying to work back to the middle, able to retrieve the puck, centers it, and the carom comes out to Cooper Goodman. Back out to neutral for Meyer. He has to dump it in. Goodman the first one to it off the ricochet on the stick from Hayter, and a good look in the corner there as the players battle. And now Brandt pinned to the boards by Meyer as Osseo trying to get the forecheck going. Timothy Lavin is up there. Meyer, I believe, is at the end of his shift. This is not his usual pair that he's out with. Now Kostelecki off the skates of Lavin. Kostelecki trying to dance around behind the net. McKenzie was there. Back out to center. McKenzie gets there, and in front of a diving Jack Dorholt chops it back in. Dahlquist able to evade the hit, and that was the big man Trent Lazinski coming in again. Latvala dueling along the wall with Cade Westman, and Maple Grove comes out with the puck. 11:09 to play here in the third period. And a good headman pass looking for Will Peeler. Osseo fans trying to inject some life into the players. They're sitting just off to our left. They gave the team essentially a standing ovation coming off the ice in the second period in recognition this might be the final period for them this year, but also just trying to get them going a little bit. There's another save by Olsen off the long shot from Nick Latvala. 10:45 left in the third. There's the hit a moment ago, and a big hit on Dahlquist in the corner. Able to pop right back up. That was Jackson Dwyer who threw it. Now Garrity. Big line out there once again for Maple Grove as they try to put this one away. Kukkonen will go back out to the point for Borsch. Through the crowd and deflected, looked like by Jaglow, but it went just wide. He retrieves again, wearing that captain's C. Lost the puck behind the net. Good stick handling by Kostelecki, trying to get it to the middle. Came right back to Jaglow. Good save by Olsen, and then highway robbery on the second one as he gloves it. And Jaglow's going to come over and give him a tap on the pads just like everybody else. Watch this, as this is just a ricochet. Great first save and an even better second one. Full extension. He has been sharp tonight. The first goal maybe a little bit ugly, one he would want back. The big rebound that allowed Kostelecki in. but he has kept the Orioles in this game. 31 saves now. Centered again, nobody there in white. Out comes Fishbach for Osseo. Couldn't get past Borsch. They're able to follow up, and here's a chance, and a good save by Hader off Micah Beisner. A couple good opportunities early in this third period for Osseo. And Hader's at least been forced to make some good saves. He only has 8 saves tonight. And the 2 shots he faced in the second period were from neutral ice. Fishbach and Borsch in the corner. Marcaccini trying to center. And he had a man cutting. That was Beisner again. Osseo starting to gamble a little bit at their offensive blue line. And a chance at the other end as Latvala was shut down that time. Set up on the play by Peeler. And that one did hit the low-hanging rafters here, so we will have a face-off in the Osseo end. A little better in the third here from the Orioles, but already down 3-0. And playing from behind, trying to spring an upset. Never the right formula. Update from Coon Rapids. As Blaine trailed 3-2 early in the second, they've tied it up. And it is 3-3 as the teams heading into the third. So a little behind this game. We had some running time here, of course, in the third period. The first game at Champlain Ice for him. Centennial winning over Coon Rapids 9-0. Wraparound chance this time came from Latvala. Maple Grove able to keep the pressure on. 8:19 remaining. Held into the line by Dorholt. Top line is out there right now for Osseo, but they're stuck in their own end again. And another double save by Olsen, this time shutting down Ben Leafblad on the second one. And Ryan Brandt on the first one. Nothing. 8:04 remaining in the third period. Well, the good chances both ways here in the third. Nice saves by Hader at one end, and the save of the night by Cooper Olsen at the other end.
Looks like extended pressure here by the Crimson on inside the zone. They're trying to put the nail in the coffin.
And Olsen is down and somehow got on top of that one. He had the glove on it, then it popped out. And it looked like it was Winkleman down low, banging away at it, but he's having a fantastic third period.
Well, you and I heard good things from the coaches about, John Cooper there, and he's just doing a heck of a job. And you see the Crimson coming at him real hard, but bounces to the right spot, and the Crimson can't get in the net. Osseo will be building their future here on Cooper Olsen in net.
He certainly looked like a cornerstone here in this game, despite the 3 goals given up. Now 35 saves for the sophomore to match his jersey number.
Thanks, Charlie, for covering for me. Folks, I got a little sick, so I had to take a little bit of a break here. So
the chances were flying at both ends while you were gone.
I could hear the crowd, by gosh, I'll tell you, man, got exciting.
Brash in the corner. Osseo once again, so many times tonight, unable to get it over the line. Oakland with a chance. Olsen knocked down the first one. The second one is poked away. Winkleman in the corner. Fishbach couldn't play it past the man. Standing right behind him, that was Zedlik. We've said it so many times in this game. Maple Grove just has the right forechecker in the right place at the right time to keep the puck in.
Well, we could see about midway through the first period, they were really starting to get some rhythm, breaking out, and now they're putting their forecheck together. Coach Burks will talk about getting their cycling going again in the offensive zone. They're starting to do that.
Redding's pass too far for Beisner. And a turnover and a chance. And what a stop by Hayter as Marcaccini was sneaking around the near post. And Hayter punches that one to the corner. So Osseo presented some gifts here in the third period, and they just haven't been able to put them away.
Well, good for Hayter for staying focused. You know, he hasn't seen a puck for a little while, and all of a sudden he has to make 2 big saves here.
And really 3 quality scoring chances in this third period, maybe 4 for Osseo. Centering feed too far out of the reach of Jaglow. Kostelecki again, 6:05 remaining. Dahlquist at the point, knocked down by Brash, and he's pestered out to neutralize by Kostelecki with a good back check. Cade Westman, youngest player on the ice is Westman. He's the only freshman in this game. Now Brandt fanning on it. Jaglow's second effort, and Olsen right on top of that blue paint. He's stayed aggressive all night long.
He's played really well. I tell you, we're looking at both clubs too. They're both youthful, and you know, they're not going to lose a ton. It's mainly junior laden for Osseo, but there's a couple sophomores and obviously senior freshmen that are coming, hopefully to build on here in the future.
Battling hard to keep that one in was Latvala, but it comes right back out. And he brings it right back in again. Turned over, and now Jackson Dwyer. And he is stood up at the line. A solid hit by Brandt. Popped right back out, and Hayter whacks it out of midair with the paddle. And now Brandt's got a headman if he wants it. And a good stick in there by McKenzie. And it hopped over Leafblad, who's then offside.
Well, Leafblad was kind of expected to be an icing, and all of a sudden the whistle didn't blow. He kind of picked up and got going again. That would have been a heck of a breakout pass if that wouldn't have been off the icing.
Interesting they called that icing because it looked like it hit the stick of McKenzie to me.
Okay, I'm with you there. I kind of thought so too.
Otherwise, it may have been a perfect saucer for Leafblad.
Man.
Well, Osseo may have just caught a break. See if they can use it. Don't win the draw. Although they do turn it over, and Ty Hill has a chance, and a pad stop by Hayter. Some of the chances that were going Maple Grove's way, those loose pucks that were just sort of left there in the slot, starting to come to Osseo now in the third. And a big hit thrown in the corner by Meyer. Out to the blue line, but held in. McKenzie couldn't get loose for the shot and puts it in the corner. Meyer's there. Finally, Latvala able to claim it, and with Osseo gambling a bit, he's able to get it ahead to Peeler. Walking his way to the middle and got a shot away in a crowd, and Olsen shuts it down.
Boy, nice big hit there. We've got Ty Hill coming across. He'll step up and he'll hit. Nice check there. Kind of took a little bit off that puck a little bit, and of course Olsen makes the save on it.
4:33 is all that remains. Falling to the ice, but keeping it in was Zedlik, and a pad stop there on the chance by Ty Oakland. Lozinski didn't play at all in the first period, came out and threw the hit of the night in the second period, and has seen some more shifts here in the third. One of those seniors, no points on the year, Lozinski. Now Oakland ridden off the puck on the play there by Goodman, but they're going to say Goodman grabbed a hold, and that's a penalty.
Well, Osseo trying to get physical, and I think it was the right thing to do, Joe. Try to get a little physical, see what they could pull out of the hat, but turns into a hold, and now they're going to have to kill a penalty. You can see it here, just kind of yanked there. Didn't quite have the right positioning on it.
I'm not sure if he ever grabbed hold, but it certainly looked like he did at live speed.
Yes.
And that's all the referees have to go on, so penalty it is.
Little grab, change the balance, and then let go. And he already altered it.
Jaglow, both teams 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Kostelecki and Brandt playing catch. Hill trying to disrupt, and now they might have a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Oh, what a back check by Kostelecki. Now gets it ahead to Kukkonen as they change the ice. Turns it over down to Fishbach, and Osseo can't afford to just clear it. They got to try to make something happen with this. And they couldn't get it out again. Now Kukkonen. And Brandt down the wall. Borsch run over on the play by Meyer. Has thrown his weight around a little bit here in the third. Now Jaglow has it hop his stick. Referee getting out of the way in the corner. Out to the point for Borsch again. Kostelecki's got Jaglow across, and he nearly banked it in off of Fishbach.
Wow, defenseman's nightmare there. That going off the skate of Fishbach. You just hope it doesn't go in the net.
Control around the side wall here. Now Brandt. Osseo tight on the point men. But that's left down low to be a 3-on-2. And Kukkonen turns away. 2:45 remaining. 45 seconds remaining in the penalty. Kostelecki couldn't control it. Goes back to grab it. And now Borsch fanned on it. And Meyer doesn't have a ton of gas left in the tank to chip it around him and go chase it down. And instead, they're going to tango on the far side. And a little bit of a left cross there from Meyer at the end of the play. And the referees going to call that rivalry rules and let it roll.
No harm, no foul. You could tell the Borsch wanted to take it. Oh.
How about that from Jaglow? He's been knocking on the door all night. And he slams the door shut on Osseo. A power play goal with 2:11 remaining. And there's nothing Olsen could do about that one.
Here's where I'm really glad we get to look at replay here. This is a pretty goal. Jaglow coming across. He's going to snipe this beautifully. Comes across, cuts back to the middle, beats the D, and as he's going across, he rips it into the upper left-hand corner. Man. You know, that's one thing that Olsen's going to have to work on, too. He's been good. He's been very good down low. But if you notice, when he's down low, he leaves that whole upper part of the net going, and they're going to figure that out on him. So he's going to have to figure out how he's going to stop those shots into the shell.
He's 5'10" on the roster now. And, of course, he's a sophomore, which means he's not going to be 5'10", maybe even when next season rolls around. But when you're 5'10" and you start to drop to the knees a little early, you're right. It does leave that top shelf open. Still a great shot from Jaglow. Kostelecki gets an assist, so a 3-point night for him. I would imagine Jaglow has at least one assist tonight. They haven't been great about announcing them on the far side.
Well, you know which line has really stepped up here for Maple Grove. They played very well tonight going into sections. They got a goal from another line, which is good. I like the way the power play is working. They're getting it moving around a lot. They're going to have to get a little tighter down low, Charlie, to really disturb things. But you can see him coming around here. Just, again, look at that. Just a beautiful shot at the right spot, hitting the target. It's like those NHL plates on the nets, you know, and they're doing that shooting at the NHL All-Star game.
Yeah, he would have hit that one right in the bullseye, I think. Long shot that got through and kicked aside. Save number 41 on the night for Olsen. And he did not play in the first game against Maple Grove. That was Ben Kleinshay, who made 42 saves against the Crimson, gave up 5. A team that has not scored much in their last few games. Just the 2 goals in the last 5, and it looks like it's going to be another shutout tonight here in the playoffs.
They wanted to get that goose egg off, but they found a little gem in Olsen, I think, by gosh. Cooper Olsen, the sophomore goalie, played a very, very good game. On 46 shots, he's made 42 saves.
Another one right there on Oakland. 32 seconds remaining, in Maple Grove on their way to the semifinals. They're still awaiting the winner of Blaine and Spring Lake Park. Last we heard, 3-3 going to the third.
Now, I like the way Maple Grove's played tonight, Charlie. They're looking a little bit more like a number 2 seed here. They got better as the game went on. Didn't put it in the net like they did in the first period, but still, controlled play. Did a nice job with that. Got their power play going, I think. Doing a good job with that. You know, and if they get better next game compared to this one, they could have a good shot at it.
Still have the get through Saturday, but can they challenge Centennial if that's the matchup in the final?
I think so. I mean, they're going to have to play their best game of the season, no question about it, but I think Centennial is beatable. And I know from watching these Maple Grove kids last year, these kids on the team now, they've got the firepower to do it.
That final would be next Thursday at Aldrich Arena. On the way to the other side of town. And that's the final horn. Maple Grove from start to finish dominates this one. They win it 4-0. They scored 2 minutes 34 seconds in. and they never really let Osseo off the mat.
Yeah, they put a nail in the coffin right off the bat, let him know that it's not going to be their night tonight. Nice shutout by the Crimson. Hader didn't have to work too hard. Only 10 shots on goal, and but he'll be rested for the next game, I guess. Osseo, you know, the season ends, they're done, but I saw some good things from some of the other kids, especially the goalie, Cooper Olsen. So they have some things to build on here over the summer, and we'll see what kind of year they can have next year.
He'll be a happy man. The sling is off, and they've won 3 games in a row for the first time this year. Todd Berkland taking his team to the section semifinals once again. Of course, they've been to the last 2 finals. He'd like to make it 3 straight. 4-0 the final in this one. Maple Grove over Osseo on their way to the Section 5AA semifinals on Saturday night right here at 7 p.m. Champlain Ice Forum. We'll leave you with some pictures from this game. Once again, Maple Grove over Osseo, 4-0 for our entire crew. And Dan Thick and I'm Charlie Beatty saying so long. Good night from CCX Sports.